What is the dumbest and most physically dangerous thing you've ever done?
Okay. I know exactly what it is. There's a couple because, there's more than one. When I get thinking about what might be funny or in front of people, my good sense tends to go away. So on tour in, I think, 2010, we did this very raucous show that we toured around the country, and it was in large venues, and I would do all kinds of comedy, but I would also play the guitar and do musical numbers. And it just started the crowds were getting bigger and bigger, and it was it was so chaotic, and there was so much energy that I remembered one time I ran up, I had pretty much a radio mic on my guitar so I could go anywhere with the guitar. And I ran up with my guitar to the second balcony, and I stood on the edge of the balcony playing the guitar and didn't even think about it. And the people who I employ were furious with me. They were watching it and they were like, "You asshole. You were standing there, not even looking at what you were doing, and you so easily could have fallen, and it was, a 30-foot fall. It wouldn't have gone well." That was super stupid, and I was very apologetic, but I was living out some weird, "Hey, look at me, I'm Eddie Van Halen" guitar fantasy, and it was just stupid. The second one was we were doing a rehearsal once with animals, and there was a very large water buffalo, I think from Africa, and someone just said, "Hey, it might be funny if you got on it." And the trainer who actually knew nothing about, who was just there to hold the animals and didn't know that much about each particular one, said, "Yeah, get on it." And I said, "Okay." And I later looked back at the footage because we were shooting it for rehearsal. And I just said, "You probably remember this too, Sona." And so I went, "Yeah, okay." And I jumped on the back of a water buffalo. Now, let me be clear. This water buffalo was the size of a mid-size compact car. And I jumped on the back of it. And this water buffalo didn't want me on its back. So the first thing it did was threw me off. And I landed on a solid concrete floor that's extra dense so that you can roll TV cameras on it. And I bounced off my left hip. And the buffalo charged forward, knocked a bunch of cameras over, then turned around, and all I saw was the whites of its eyes and started charging at me. And I ran like a cartoon character and made a hole in the wall that was in the shape of my body. I got a massive hematoma. It was so big I couldn't get my pants off. And I was like, thinking back to it, when we looked at the tape, my sidekick, Andy Richter, standing there or sitting there, and he's not really paying attention. And in fact, nobody's paying attention. But what you can hear is someone says, I think a segment producer says, "Why don't you get on? What if you got on it?" And then the trainer goes, "Yeah, get on it." I say, "Yeah, I'll get on it." And then you hear Andy Richter say, "I wouldn't do that." And he says it at about that level. He goes, and I think he's playing with his phone at the same time. He goes, "I wouldn't do that." And
just putting it on record, not trying to really stop it.
Exactly. He just says, "I wouldn't do that." And then you just see me.
Wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah, and then I instantly jump on I don't listen to him. I jump on the back of the water buffalo, and it's all like my sympathies with the water buffalo was right. It was in the right. I was in the wrong. And and I think if I thought about it, I can think of 600 more of those. I just, and I have nobody to blame but myself, but I never said I was the smartest guy. I'm just
never thought it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, Lux at Veritas.
Lux.
Yes.
Lux, I'm going to come to London. I get there sometimes, and I'm going to find you, man, okay? And we're going to settle this once and for all.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Which means that you're going to, with your upper body strength, instantly beat the crap out of me.
To be fair, Conan, I'm quite a short guy, so you could probably...
I don't think my height is of no advantage. Trust me, the way I use it.